Most people walk through life with their eyes open, but their minds closed. They go through the motions. Same job, same results, same complaints, and they wonder why nothing changes. But if you're listening to this, you're different. You're here because something inside you is awake. You know there's more. And you're absolutely right. There's a hidden code running your life. And when you learn to reprogram that code, you can change everything. Now listen to me closely. Bob Proctor said, "It doesn't matter where you are, it matters where you're going." That truth is worth more than gold. Most people live in reverse. They define their future by their past. They say things like, "I've always been broke. I've never been confident," or "That's just the way I am." That's the trap. That's the paradigm. And the paradigm is your mental program, the automatic habits, beliefs, and behaviors that run 95% of your life. Until you change the paradigm, nothing changes. You can try a new job, a new business, a new goal, but you'll always get pulled back to the level of your programming. That's why you must reprogram your mind, not with willpower, but with understanding. The paradigm cannot be changed through force. It must be replaced. Now, how do you do that? Start with awareness. The moment you become aware of your current mental patterns, your fears, your doubts, your excuses, that's when you gain the power to change them. Bob taught us, you're not a victim of your circumstances, you're a victim of your conditioning. That means no matter how things have been, you can make them different, because you are not your results, you are the cause of your results. Let's go deeper. The subconscious mind accepts whatever you give it, without question. It doesn't care if it's true or false, good or bad, wealthy or poor. Whatever you impress upon it repeatedly, emotionally and consistently, it accepts and expresses. That's why affirmations, visualization, and repetition are so powerful. Not because they're magic, but because they're the tools to impress new patterns into the subconscious. But here's what most people get wrong. They try to change their outside world without changing the inner world. That's like planting apple seeds and expecting oranges. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. As within, so without. If your mind is filled with scarcity, fear, and limitation, your life will mirror that. If your mind is programmed for abundance, faith, and power, your life will explode with opportunity. That's not philosophy. That's law. That's the law of cause and effect. Bob Proctor taught this better than anyone. Your mind is the cause. Your results are the effect. Change the cause, and the effect must change. Now let's talk about decision. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Successful people make decisions quickly and firmly." Why? Because decision is power. Indecision is weakness. Every time you hesitate, you reinforce fear. Every time you decide, you take command of your life. You say to the universe, "I know what I want. I expect to have it, and I refuse to quit until it's mine." Bob said, "It's not about what you get, it's about who you become." The goal isn't just money or success, it's transformation. You must become the person who naturally attracts the life you desire. And that happens through repetition, discipline, and vision. So let's build the new paradigm. Start by writing your goal in the present tense. "I am so happy and grateful now that," and finish the sentence with the life you want. Be specific. Make it emotional. Read it every morning and every night. Visualize it. Feel it. Act like it's already done, because on a quantum level it is. Next, monitor your self-talk. Never say anything you don't want to become true. Eliminate phrases like "I can't," "I'm broke," "I don't know how." Replace them with power. "I'm figuring it out," "I'm attracting wealth daily," "I always find the right opportunities." Speak as if your dream is already real, because that's how your subconscious begins to believe it. Third, surround yourself with energy that uplifts. That means books, videos, mentors, people who believe in growth, abundance, and possibility. Protect your mind like it's sacred ground, because it is. And finally, persist. Reprogramming doesn't happen overnight. It's not instant coffee. It's planting a seed and nurturing it daily. But if you keep showing up, keep feeding your mind the right images, thoughts, and beliefs, you'll break through. The new paradigm will lock in, and the results will flow. You will attract opportunities you never imagined. You'll feel a shift in your energy, in your confidence, in your finances, in your relationships. You'll become a magnet to everything you once chased. And you'll realize you were never chasing success. You were just peeling back the layers of false beliefs that blocked it. So here's what I want you to do. Don't just watch this. Live this. Take notes. Make a decision. Take action. And most importantly, stay connected. This channel is here to empower you with real tools, real mindset shifts, and real growth. Bob Proctor dedicated his life to helping people wake up to their power. And that's what we're doing right here. If you got value from this message, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment about your breakthrough, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The more we share this message, the more lives we elevate. This is a movement, and you're part of it. Stay tuned for part 2, where we break down the laws of the universe and how to harness them to create success with ease, not struggle. You've got this. Your dream life is already here. Now let's go claim it. Let me tell you something that Bob Proctor believed with every cell in his body. Success is not a secret. It's a system. It's governed by laws, just like gravity. And once you understand these laws, you stop chasing success. You start aligning with it. See, most people think success is about hustle, grind, struggle. But Bob always said, success is a calm, deliberate process. It's about understanding, not effort. That's where we start shifting, from doing to being, from forcing outcomes to attracting results. You've probably heard of the law of attraction, and maybe you've even tried it. You visualized a little, said a few affirmations, maybe created a vision board, but it didn't stick. Why? Because the law of attraction is secondary. It responds to a deeper law, the law of vibration. Now listen carefully. This is a game changer. Everything in the universe is energy. Thoughts are energy. Emotions are energy. Even your self-image is energy. You're like a broadcasting station, constantly sending out a frequency, and that frequency attracts back to you people, circumstances, and opportunities that match it. So if you're thinking abundance but feeling fear, you're sending mixed signals. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. You've got to become the version of yourself who already has the life you desire. And that starts with your state, your vibration. That's why your feelings matter. Your emotional guidance system is your most powerful compass. It tells you whether you're aligned with the truth of who you are or resisting it. Now let's go deeper into this. There are 7 universal laws that govern every result in your life, and Bob taught these for decades. Let's unpack a few. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. That's a mouthful, but here's what it means. Energy is always moving into form, through form and out of form. That idea you have, that dream, that's energy seeking expression. But it needs a channel, and that channel is you. You are the vessel through which the formless becomes form. Now think about this. If you hold an idea long enough, emotionally enough, with enough faith and action, that idea must move into physical form. That's not magic. That's law. Another powerful one. The law of polarity. This law says everything has an opposite. Up, down, hot, cold, success, failure. That means every setback contains the seed of a breakthrough. You can't have one without the other. So instead of resisting challenges, embrace them. They're pointing you to your next level. Here's one of my favorites. The law of rhythm. Just like the tides, life has seasons, highs and lows, expansion and contraction. If you're in a winter season, don't panic. Spring always follows. What most people do is quit in winter. But if you persist through the rhythm, you always hit the upswing. Now let's shift into a topic Bob was extremely passionate about: intuition. Your intuition is your connection to infinite intelligence. It's your higher self speaking to you, guiding you. And the more you listen to it, the stronger it gets. Have you ever had a gut feeling you couldn't explain? A quiet nudge to do something, call someone, change direction. That's not random. That's your intuitive guidance system. And when you trust it, even when it doesn't make sense, it will lead you to miracles. But here's the catch. Most people silence their intuition with logic. They overthink. They wait for the perfect moment. And as Bob said, if you're waiting until you're ready, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. You must act on faith, not fear. Because fear is learned, but faith is your original state. You were born with it. Watch a child. They don't doubt. They believe fully, play freely, imagine vividly. That's the vibration of creation. And that brings us to one of the most powerful forces you'll ever harness. Decision. Bob said, decision is the key that unlocks all doors. And he meant it. Until you decide, nothing happens. Your mind remains split. Your energy is divided. But once you make a committed decision, the universe rearranges itself to support you. Now don't confuse decision with knowing how. You don't need to know how. You just need to know what. Clarity of what you want. Conviction that it's yours. The how reveals itself after the decision, not before. That's where most people get stuck. They wait to know the path before they walk it. But the path is revealed through movement. That's where persistence comes in. You must persist in the face of no evidence. Persist in the face of failure. Persist even when the world doesn't understand you. Because here's the truth. Success isn't for the smartest, the fastest, or the luckiest. It's for the most persistent. If you're willing to keep going, no matter how slow, no matter how messy, you will win. It's a law. Because most people don't fail, they quit. So I want you to write this down. I am the one who never quits. Say it, mean it, live it. Look, this isn't just motivation. This is reprogramming. Every time you hear these truths, you're imprinting new patterns into your subconscious. And repetition is the magic ingredient. That's why you must keep listening, keep studying, keep aligning. Bob Proctor taught that our potential is infinite, but we must take control of our thoughts, our feelings, our habits, and our environment. We must master ourselves, because the greatest investment you'll ever make is in your own mind. And if you're still listening right now, you're already ahead of 99%. You're not just consuming content, you're absorbing it. You're letting it transform you. And that's why this channel exists. We're not here to entertain, we're here to elevate. So if you're finding value in this message, do Bob and yourself a favor. Subscribe, like, comment, not for the numbers, but for the movement. Every click helps this message reach someone else who needs it. Maybe someone who's one decision away from changing their life forever. This is about legacy. Bob's work lives on through you, through what you do with it, through the lives you touch because you chose to become more. In part 3, we'll dive deep into wealth consciousness, how to shatter limiting beliefs about money, and how to finally allow yourself to receive abundance without guilt or struggle. But for now, reflect on this truth. You are more powerful than you've ever been told, and your future is waiting for one thing: you. Let's go get it. Let's talk about something that makes most people uncomfortable: money. Why is it that we can dream of success, speak of freedom, and yet when it comes to receiving wealth, we shrink, we flinch, we doubt, we sabotage? Bob Proctor understood something that changed his life, and millions of others. Wealth is not about paper. It's not about digits on a screen. It's not about how hard you work. Wealth is about consciousness. It's about vibration. It's about identity. You will never earn more than what your self-image allows. You can force, push, grind all you want, but if you subconsciously believe you're not worthy of abundance, you'll never hold it. You'll repel it, because the outside always matches the inside. So let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest. When you think about becoming wealthy, truly wealthy, how do you feel? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel like it's selfish? Do you believe people will judge you, that it's not spiritual, that it's hard? Because right there, in those feelings, is your paradigm, your programming. And it was installed before you even knew what a belief was. Your parents, your teachers, your culture, your religion, the media, they all told you stories about money, and you didn't question them, because you were just a child. But Bob Proctor came along and shattered those stories. He taught money is a servant. It will go wherever you send it, and it will amplify who you already are. Money is not good. It's not bad. It's neutral. It simply flows to those who understand it, who respect it, and who feel worthy of it. So how do you shift that? How do you go from scarcity to prosperity? Not just mentally, but spiritually, emotionally. It begins with permission. You have to give yourself permission to receive, permission to succeed, permission to win, permission to stop struggling. Because let me tell you a truth that changed my life. There is no virtue in poverty. None. There is no power in lack. There is no freedom in debt. You were not born to survive. You were born to create, to expand, to express the divine through your gifts. And wealth is simply a tool to help you do that. When you're wealthy, you think bigger, you give more, you serve at scale, you have time freedom, location freedom, energy freedom. You are no longer a prisoner to circumstances. Bob used to say, if you want to help the poor, become rich, and teach others how to do the same. Now let's talk about the receiving side, because this is where most people get stuck. We're taught that giving is noble, but no one teaches us how to receive. And here's the law: you cannot give what you do not have. If your cup is empty, you can't pour into anyone else. So your job, your sacred responsibility, is to fill your cup first. That's not selfish. That's sustainable. You've got to start believing you are safe to receive, safe to win, safe to rise, and yes, safe to have more than others. Because your having more does not mean someone else has less. That's not how the universe works. Abundance is infinite. But you must stop apologizing for your desires. Bob said, desire is the unexpressed possibility, seeking expression through you. That means your dream, your desire for wealth, impact, freedom, is not random. It's a divine impulse, a signal from the infinite, and your job is to say yes. So how do we rewire this wealth paradigm? We use the same methods Bob taught for decades. 1. Repetition of truth. 2.
Emotional involvement. 3. Visualization of the result, not the process. 4. Affirmations in the present tense. 5. Action aligned with belief. And one of the most powerful affirmations Bob ever gave us is this: I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities, through multiple sources, on a continuous basis. Say it with feeling. Say it often, because what you speak you become. Now let me tell you a powerful truth. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. You must become wealthy in your mind, before it ever shows up in your bank. So close your eyes and feel it. See the life, the house, the health, the freedom. Not in the future, but now. You must feel the wish fulfilled. That's how you impress the subconscious. That's how you shift vibration. That's how you collapse time. Now I want to leave you with something that Bob believed with all his heart. Something that might just wake you up. You were designed for success, but you've been conditioned for mediocrity. You're not here to repeat your parents' story. You're not here to suffer for 40 years and retire with regret. You're not here to shrink, survive, or settle. You are here to lead, to awaken, to rise. But you must decide, not wish, not wait. Decide. Bob used to say, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. And I believe, if you're still here, still listening, that decision is already being made. And remember, this channel exists to remind you of this truth every single day. So if this message stirred something in your soul, don't just nod and move on. Subscribe, comment, share it. Let this be your signal, not just to absorb the knowledge, but to live it. Because knowledge is potential power, but action is actual power. So take that first step, make that call, say yes to the life that's been calling you. And remember, the moment you say I'm ready, life responds. You're not alone, we're walking with you. Let's build a new reality. Let's make Bob proud. Let's create legacies, not excuses. And above all, let's never stop growing.